And obviously, like every Olympic Games, there's a special group, but I think when you win at the end, it feels different. Nobody was here for that.
You're like, am I Unk now?
Yeah.
Am I Unk? Okay, so basically what you're telling me, Hilary, is that we're going to run it back 2026.
Yeah, we should definitely run it back for sure. Bring Maddie to the Winter Games. Hype woman.
All right, everyone, I have Hilary Knight here on the show. You've competed in 4 Olympics, 4 medals throughout all of those Olympics, 1 gold and 3 silver. Hilary, I'm so excited to have you on today.
Thanks for having me.
The Olympics are here. What do the Olympics mean to you now? Obviously going and hopefully competing in your 5th one. What does the games mean to you?
The Olympics are so special. It's like that childhood dream that you always had. It's best on best. It's like the pinnacle of sport, right? And when you're out there representing your country, it's just so special. And I think, we kind of, 2022 was like odd because we didn't have friends and family there. It was a little like locked up in its own way, and rightly so. Like the world was under lockdown at that point in time, but it's really just about like celebrating obviously best on best, but then also the people who got you there. Have that moment with my friends and family and other teammates to have those similar shared moments, that like nice hug after a game. It just means everything.
I love that you said, well, obviously it's like competing on the biggest stage in the world, but like truly having like everybody you love and everyone who's like helped get you there be there for the moment too. I can just I can't imagine because I've never been in the Olympics, but I can imagine as best as I can that it's probably something truly just like one of a kind, especially with how big the power of sport is. I feel like that's just such a insane moment that only like the smallest percentage of people in the world get to experience. So I'm very proud of you. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Bring Maddie to the Winter Games. Hype woman.
Yeah, honestly, hockey team, I'm there.
Okay.
I'll be on the bench cheering you guys on. Hilary said it. You guys heard it. How do you approach the games now as compared to earlier in your career?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think just a healthy understanding that each games is different, right? Like there's always something like some big red button topic that's going in, and like this year it's the ice dimensions of the rink, and are the facilities going to be done in time, and different countries are hosting, right? So there's always just a uniqueness to it. So I think just having a healthy understanding of, blocking out that noise, and really focusing internally and balancing as well when you're in these like big moments, when you do have a day off, to really just be a human and be just like a fellow teammate that can go out there and cheer another sport on. Because I think that's really important, because you can get really caught up in this best on best. Everyone in the world is looking at you, watching what you're doing. Right. Then you just have to understand, like, you got to take your moments, you got to take care of yourself and just be a human as well.
Yeah. I always say that too, like when I meet amazing athletes like yourself, I'm like, we're all just human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you guys are just like, so you guys are like
really good at what we do.
But I'm like, we're all just human at the end of the day. We're all just trying to do our best. Obviously, longevity is different from peaking, right? So how have the ways you train and recover and lead evolved over your career?
Yeah, I definitely am more cognizant of kind of where I am from like an energy standpoint with my body. You get more familiar with what you need in different times, and you know when to push, when you need to like back off a little bit. I think my summer training has changed quite a bit from that standpoint, and really making sure I have data points that match different training volumes and load and things like that. And to be honest, I think at the end of the day, the hardest thing to do is just stay healthy.
Yeah.
You're maintaining all of your strength and power, but then you're also having some sort of like injury prevention program as well. But yeah, consistency kills, and as much as you can stay healthy, you're in a good spot.
And obviously, you've played with multiple generations of Team USA players. So how do you balance competing while also mentoring the new wave and the new generation of players?
Yeah, it's sort of like you want to make everyone feel super comfortable when they come into the room. I think our culture kind of takes care of itself, and we can sort of fit people in here and there. But really, like, we've been playing together for a handful of years. So it's really about getting people in the room, developing a relationship. So when we do get into these high pressure situations, how to communicate effectively with one another, because communication to one teammate versus another might look very different. And you also learn how to support and it's this big puzzle piece of trying to bring one another's potential out while also executing at a high level. I'd say it's just like forming sort of those natural relationships. Like I hate things that are forced. I hate it's like, oh, we're going to go do this and whatnot. Right. And really it's just those small moments of getting to know each other, reaching out and being another friend. It's just as simple as that. But I think people can get worked up and chop it up a little bit too much. So it's all, rehearsed, right? So I'd like to think like Team USA in our room is special from that standpoint because we've got that, confidence in one another and that swagger about us that push comes to shove. We know what we're doing in those high pressure situations. And when we're not in those high pressure situations, we're having a good time as well.
Then who would you say were your sort of mentors when you were first, starting out competing in your Olympic Games?
Like I came into Team USA like as a child almost, right? Like a teenager. And so that generation sort of like put their arms around me and was like, oh, this is how you do things, right? And they were hard on me when I needed it, but also were very like nurturing and supportive when I needed that as well. Because, you talk about both, right? There's the on ice development and there's the off ice development. And, you're a kid in that environment, you want to perform, but it's like, do you have your room key to the hotel? Like, where's your stuff? Like you still have to get it together, right?
But I feel like there's so many things that go into it too that like the normal person wouldn't think about. Like even what you were just saying about like, do I have my room key and like where am I going for like lunch and what am I like all that stuff like adds up. It's not just like, okay, going out and competing. It's like, no, the actual like, what is it like being disciplined?
You're right. I mean, there's just so much that goes into it from like time management. And even if you're like looking at a schedule, right? Is like, okay, bus is 12:30. Like, is it 12:30 or does that mean like I got to be there at 12:15? Like there's just so many nuances that you have to learn and, some hand holding has to happen along the way in a healthy way. And yeah. I'm really grateful for them be those older sisters and older siblings to me. And so I could learn and just be like a sponge in that scenario to be like, okay, like what are they doing? And try and soak it all in.
That's a really special thing to be a part of, when you were younger as a teenager. And now, now you are that like seniority, like leader of the team. And it's like, people are looking up to you. And I feel like that's probably such a full circle like moment for you as a player.
Yeah, it's so wild to be honest. Like you join when you're young and you're like, all of a sudden you're like, trying to tell a story and you're like, oh my gosh, like nobody was here for that. Like no one remembers that moment. Like,
You're like, am I Unk now?
Yeah.
Am I Unk? Which Olympic Games was your favorite to compete in and why?
That's tough. Like 2010 first games is just like crazy in the Bay, which is beautiful. But probably 2018, like our group was so much fun in 2018. Like we just palling around, like being the biggest like Team USA supporters. Like I don't even know if our coaches I think we were supposed to like stay in our village for one of the off days and we snuck up to the mountain village and we're like, we're gonna watch Michaela Schifrin race. And it was just wild. I don't know. And when you win too, that legacy gets stamped in a different way and it's more special in that way. I just remember more from those Olympic Games and the things that we went through off the ice and whatnot. It just like bonded us in a way that I'm like lifelong friends with all those women on that team. And I'm hoping when Utah hosts the Winter Games that maybe we can have like a reunion or something like that just to get the whole game back together. I think when you win at the end, it feels different.
Something about bringing home that gold with your best friends.
And you go on that media tour and you're like galvanized. We did it. And then they're just like, you do the whole like gamut of interviews and the girls were all like down bad. And we ended up going out to Tau as our like last hurrah just to like cap it off. And it was just madness, but like the perfect recipe to like put a bow on the whole experience for us.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me, Hilary, is that we're going to run it back 2026.
We should run it back. I'm going to be in
town with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there with you guys.
I don't know when our next league game is, but yeah, we should definitely run it back for sure.
All right, so now we'll jump into our games, Fact or Myth Olympics edition. So I'm going to read things that people say about the Olympics who obviously haven't been there, and you tell me if it's a fact or a myth. And we'll go rapid fire. Okay, ready? The Olympic Village is way more chaotic than people expect.
Myth.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because the Winter Games. Like, I don't know.
Maybe winter's a little more chilled than the summer. Next one, you actually get good sleep in the Olympic Village.
Oh, boy. I'd say fact if you plan right. Okay. Like, it just really depends on the beds, to be honest.
Yeah, are they cardboard beds or is that only summer?
It just depends like who's hosting. And like when we were in Korea, like we found the beds to be like really uncomfortable and hard. And then they brought in mattress toppers for us. And everyone was sleeping like babies. So
Okay, next one. The Olympic swag is top tier.
yeah, fact.
Next one, the food at the Olympics is actually elite.
Fact.
Okay.
Okay, listen, one time we had our own like chefs there and it was amazing. So maybe I'm just like living off the hype of that like 8 years ago.
Next one, the opening ceremony is more exhausting than playing the games.
Fact. It's like 5 hours on your feet in the boots. Like you were just like marching along and then you see us for like maybe like a minute or 2 minutes. But like it is worth all the hype. I'd gladly do it.
Athletes spend more time trading pins than people realize.
It's so weird because we had Beijing, right? Like we weren't really like in contact with people last games. So, but Korea, like, yeah, that was going on.
I was a big pin trader when I went to the Olympics, the Summer Olympics in Paris. I was like, I want to trade with everybody. I didn't trade with any athletes though, but I was like about the pin trading. I didn't know that was a thing.
Facts. I'll be with it.
Veteran Olympians feel more pressure than first timers.
Myth.
Yeah, I feel like you guys got it in the bag. You guys are like, yeah, we've been here.
I don't know about that. I think there's definitely like pressures. Like when you've won before, you're like, oh my gosh, like we got to do this again. But like, it's your first one. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. So I don't know. I'd say myth.
Okay, gold medal games feel completely different than any other game you'll ever play.
Fact. Yeah.
Something about it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And last one, you don't fully process the Olympics until it's over.
Fact.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're like, this is great, this is great, this is great. And then you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, the Olympics happened. Like, what?
When you win the gold, it's like, you've literally done it. You've done the best thing you could ever do.
So you got to go do it again and again.
Do it again and again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like all eyes are on you for a month. And then it's like, you just get dropped off and you're like, now what? It's like, was it a dream? Like, did it happen?
One of those moments.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Hilary Knight for sitting down with me today. For more content like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Only on Whistle. I will be there for you guys. Guys, I'm looking at her on the computer. That's why I keep looking over here. But I am there. I will be your biggest hype woman. If you guys want me over on the hockey team, I'm there.
Okay.
I'll be on the bench, and then I'm going to be at Tau with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there with you guys. Hilary said it. You guys heard it. Okay. Next question.